Gary here in Bondi, Sydney. I've done a bit of writing over the years, and the book I've just finished is called Solutions. My original training was in architecture, and as well as practicing in that field, I've done landscape work. I've also taught for 10 years at university in TAFE. During that time I was the head of school, and teaching is a good background because it gives you certain skills in communications and understanding the ways to get information across to people that are being newly exposed to that information. Solutions is a bit in that vein. It's got new ways of approaching problems and ways that you probably haven't thought of. Whether consciously or not, problem solving is what we do every day in our jobs, in our relationships with our kids or our partners. And sometimes it's important to stop and look at ways of thinking that are not familiar to us, especially if our problem solving hasn't brought out any good results as yet. There's the old thing about keeping it simple stupid. Life is complicated, situations are complicated, and they're getting more so in an increasingly complicated world. But the important thing is to come up with solutions and ways to solve problems that are effective and simple, and the reasons are not always as straightforward as you think. And the book gives you some reasons as to why simplicity is very, very important. You don't have to use all of the methods that are in the book, and some of them at first might seem contradictory. But that's the way life sometimes is. There are a few surprises, such as how two wrongs can make a right, and the reason that sometimes the more we think about solving problems, the further away we get from the solution. My aim is to have the book published and to be in bookstores. I'd certainly like to see it disseminated amongst a very broad audience. The crowdfunding is to gain the money to get that process underway, and if you're one of those people that support the book, I'd be very happy to give you a copy of it in e-form so that you've already had the benefit of the book's information. For anybody that's involved in printing or publishing or being able to get the book out to the public, as well as the financial contribution, that could be a very important input as well. Look forward to some feedback from you. Solutions, new ways of thinking.